Dzisiejszym gościem jest zapalony cyklista. Rowery to jego życie i pasja. Przemierzył rowerami prawie pół Europy, a teraz odkrywa Polskę. Na naszej kanapie Rob from England. Hi Rob.
Hi.
How are you?
Good.
How are you
Thank
doing
you.
here in Poland?
Dobrze.
Dobrze?
Dobrze. Yeah.
You've been living in two countries.
Three really.
Countries, okay.
Yeah. I've lived in England, France, and now hope to live in Poland, yeah.
You've been traveling.
I've travelled a lot in Europe, yeah, particularly.
How would you compare England and Poland?
Poland reminds me a lot of when I was a child in England, more so. It's much more family orientated, which is really nice to see. Last year we went to the lakes and the local lakes, and to see all the families together on the beach made me feel quite nostalgic to think of how it was with my parents, because doesn't seem to be that way in England anymore. Too fast, too furious, too angry. It needs to relax, and that is how I feel in Poland.
What did you know about Poland before you moved here?
That's a strange thing, because as a child, I grew up in the 50s, 60s. We were terrified of the East because we were brainwashed that there was going to be a new war. We were all trained with the sirens and things like that. So we knew very little about Poland, other than the history of the Second World War, Auschwitz and all of those terrible things. But then Poland seemed to disappear until Lech Wałęsa and your freedom, and then everybody learnt more about Poland. What I notice about the Polish people in Poland is you're very proud to be Polish. You've had to fight hard for your existence, and I find that very good.
And then suddenly you met your wife.
Oh my God, yeah, I met Hannah, yes, yeah. Very good, yeah.
And she took you to Poland?
Hannah brought me to Poland. So I'd known quite a few Polish people from the work that I do. So when I worked at the Royal London Hospital on the rebuild, I met a lot of Polish workers there, and I always found them very friendly. They could all speak English. They were always very proud, very nice to speak to, and very skilled. And they would work much harder than a lot of people. Yeah.
Well, that's what English people appreciate when Polish people come to England. I think so.
Yeah, yeah. Everybody goes to England from Poland with a purpose: to work, to earn money, and then make a life for himself back in Poland, which I think is very good, yeah.
You're quite new to Gorzów. You're discovering the city.
Yes.
How are you discovering the city?
One of the days that I went to the gym, I sat in a spinning room, but then the class filled up. The instructor sat at the front, and afterwards he spoke to me, and he discovered I was English. But then everyone came up to me and said, "Are you an English native speaker?" Yes. "Can I speak to you?" So that was really, really nice. So I felt it was a really friendly place to be, but it was in an environment that I knew, gyms and bike shops and things I'm quite comfortable in. So I found that was very comforting, and I felt useful, that people would want to speak to me in English for them to learn. So I had to polish up on my English then, because Hannah typically would talk to me about grammar, and we don't know particularly very much grammar, because it's the way that we speak. Yeah. So Hannah would sometimes ask me the rules. What are the rules in English for? I have no idea. Yeah, we just know.
What other places in Gorzów, or just in the suburbs, do you like?
I like the lakes, so we've been around a lot of the lakes around Rybakowo where we live, and I find them really quite beautiful. Very peaceful, very clean. Everything is very clean. So that is something that I notice all the time, how clean everything is, no rubbish.
Is it different in England? The
Yes,
legs are dirty, I would say.
Yeah, people just don't have any respect, or they leave rubbish, and so it's at the moment it's causing a big problem in England. Tipping, fly tipping, people dumping rubbish. So to come here and everything, it seems to be so clean, friendly. Yeah, it's nice. And the town itself, the history of the town and the old buildings, and with all of the modernisation, I see that that's a really nice place to be. And it has its own bike shop. And the other thing is Rougier Speedway. As a child, I used to like going to Speedway.
Really?
And it's strange that I've come here and it's got cycling with the world champions, ex-world champions bike shop, and Speedway. So I think that's great. Yeah. So I've said to Hannah about when can we go to the Speedway, because I'd like to go to that.
Sure.
Yeah, watch that. But Gorzów, yeah, I like Gorzów.
You mentioned bikes, you mentioned cycling, the bike shops.
Yeah.
Could you tell us something about your passion, your life actually?
My father, my dad, was a very famous frame builder, so he had his own bike shop. So I was taken straight from the hospital to my dad's shop and polished and painted
Okay.
and put on a bike, and I've ridden a bike for 60 years.
Do you support any Polish bike riders?
Michael Kierkowski is one of my heroes at the moment.
Okay.
Yeah, I've followed him for quite some time, since he was World Road Race champion in 2014. Then he was one of the riders on Team Sky. And when I go and watch the Tour de France in the Alps, I always shout for Michael.
Cool.
Yeah, it's really good. Yeah,
Maybe-
very strong, but very, very passionate, but very kind. Yeah, seems very kind.
I hope that he will watch the interview.
Oh, me too. Yeah, I'd like to meet him. Yeah, I'd like to say hello.
Cool.
Two people I'd like to meet, cyclists: Lance Armstrong, who was naughty, and Michael Kierkowski, because I think that he's been a ambassador for cycling and Polish cycling. Yeah, very much so.
I want to talk about the English culture a bit,
Yes,
that might be
yeah.
interesting for some people. Whenever we read about the English culture, we read about, I don't know, Guy Fawkes Day,
Yeah,
like
Guy Fawkes Day.
Halloween. Do you really celebrate those celebrations that we can read in the books?
Yeah, we more as children would celebrate them because they were special times for the family. So Guy Fawkes Day on the 5th of November, Halloween on the 31st of October. But I think that Halloween means something a little bit different in Poland on the 31st of October. We celebrate it for fun, witches and ghouls and all of those things. Trick or treat, knocking on people's door and
Yeah.
getting sweets and treats. Yeah, so it's a bit more of a children's spectacular than an adult thing, really.
Which is very exciting in England with all those castles.
Oh yeah, very much. We have castles everywhere. We have one local to us in Rochester, which is the most important piece of Norman French architecture in the world.
Let's talk about the British diet.
Yeah, fish and chips.
Yeah, I wanted to ask, is it like you eat baked beans and bacon for breakfast, fish
yeah.
and chips
You
for
can
dinner,
do,
and
yeah.
digestives and milk for supper?
Yeah,
Quite unhealthy.
milk and cookies.
Milk and cookies, yes.
Yeah. So for breakfast you can have egg, bacon and beans. For dinner, fish and chips. And supper, normally we'd have milk and cookies.
That's quite unhealthy.
Oh well, yeah. It probably is very unhealthy. Yeah.
Have you changed your diet when you came to Poland?
I think that it's a very traditional diet in Poland. It's meat and vegetables. In England, when I was young, it was meat and vegetables, but now it's an international cuisine. Pizzas, curries, hailstones.
You see the hail, you
me,
see
yeah,
what's going
snowing.
on here. That's
Oh, we've made it hail and
Is it-
snow. Oh, my
Is it
God.
snow? Is it like typical
yeah.
British weather?
Oh, absolutely. I brought England with me,
you
for
brought,
the week.
you brought England to Poland.
Yeah, very much so. Yeah, look at that. It's incredible. Yeah. We're used to it. Yeah.
You're used to it.
Yeah.
We're not.
We can have 4 seasons in one day in England, any time of the year. Yeah, good sun, wind, rain, snow, can all happen in one day, yeah. You just get used to that.
Yeah.
I think it's because we're an island and we're so near the coast, so we get a lot of weather.
Rob, I want to talk about the British humour, which may seem a bit baffling and dry for some people.
Yes, yes. Typical English joke. Why did the chicken cross the road?
Yes.
To get to the other side. Ha ha ha! Everyone would
But
think that was
sorry,
funny. You don't think that's funny?
Sorry, I
no,
don't think-
it's very strange humour we have in England.
So I'll ask another strange question. Why do you drive on the wrong side of the road?
That's a good question. Because of how we are, as we want to maintain our unique heritage, British, stiffer upper lip and all of that sort of thing. But I think it's crazy because everywhere else I drive on the other side of the road. All of Europe, America, everywhere else drive on the other side of the road. I think it was at a time when it was too late for us to change over, because I remember as a child, I think Sweden changed from one side to the other side, but when you think of all of the engineering that's involved to change junctions and things, maybe better to stay where we are with that one.
How many cups of tea do you drink every day? 5, 10, 15?
I drink very little tea now. I drink more coffee. I used to drink a lot of tea because traditionally in England we'd have tea at 3 in the afternoon.
Yeah.
And even when I was at work, everything would stop. When you're slaving hard at home or relaxing, or you're working in the noisy factory, when the clock strikes 3, we stop for tea. That was a rhyme that we used to sing. So everybody would stop at 3 o'clock, whatever they were doing, saving the world, finishing something. 3 o'clock, we stop, have a cup of tea, finished.
And now you changed into some sort of like Polish
I'm European.
lifestyle.
I have coffee. Everybody has coffee, yeah.
And what is your attitude towards the royal family?
I guess I'm a royalist. I like the royal family.
Okay.
I think that in times of need they've sort of pulled the country together, and they've always contributed. So even the Queen drove lorries in the Second World War, and Diana's children fought in the Falklands and what have you. So I think they give us an identity. There's some beautiful places that they maintain and keep because they're connected to the royal family. And one of the biggest influences probably on us was Diana's death as a royal person, and the love of Diana. I think that still affects a lot of people today. Diana and her 2 sons, tremendous ambassadors for her. So the royal family, I like the royal family, but we're due for a change. I think the Queen's 93, so perhaps it should miss a generation and go to one of Diana's. William should go to William. King William.
King William.
Be nice. He'd be King William the Third or whatever they are, yeah. But I like the royal family. I think I like what they bring to the country.
But I think the next person to rule the country is actually his father.
Because of the Diana thing, no, I'm not a fan of his. No, I think it should skip that. He's too old. So we need a young king with new ideas.
So,
yeah.
William.
I hope so, yeah.
Rob, what are your plans for Poland, for Gorzów? What
My
would you
plans
like
for
to
Poland?
achieve here? What would you like to do here?
I'd like to come and live here. So the plan is next April. We've got a beautiful house in Rybakowo. It's got everything I need there. There's Hannah, very bossy sometimes, but okay. I won't use my Polish when Hannah's being bossy. I'll go deaf and only speak English.
Sure.
So there's that. But I love the area, the forests, the lakes, the city. I like a lot about the history because I think it was German at one time, so I'm quite intrigued to learn and understand more about the history of Gorzów. But I see there's lots of opportunity to bring my friends, family here just to see what Poland's all about. Yeah, I like it. I like it a lot. I feel comfortable here. I do feel comfortable.
I have two more exercises for you. The first one is this magic ball here with the questions.
Yeah.
But firstly, could you say something in Polish? I would like to hear your Polish. As you are going to settle down here, we have to check your language.
Okay, yeah. Dzień dobry.
Okay.
Jak się masz?
Dobrze, dziękuję.
Do widzenia. Yeah. So that's funny.
That's the perfect beginning to your Polish language, to your Polish story, to your Polish life in the future.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
So let's go to the second exercise. This is my magic ball. Please choose.
It's like bingo in England.
It is.
Yeah, bingo. Oh, it's a green. Oh my goodness. Can you translate the sentence? And this is my Polish. Żula tu mój, you boy, sport. No, I can't. I only know the N word, which is sport.
Żużel to mój ulubiony sport.
Speedway.
Speedway.
I understand that. Speedway, yeah.
Is my favorite sport.
Nearly. Second favourite. I love Speedway, yeah.
You see?
Yeah. Oh, I nearly got that then now. Nearly got the translation.
I think we can give you like C.
Yeah, C. I'm good on the C. It used to be D, now it's C. That's good. Good progress. Yeah.
Good progress. And I hope you're going to get better.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I'll try. Yeah, practice.
Rob, thank you very much for this interview.
It's been a pleasure. Yeah, I've enjoyed it.
I'm going to see you more on the Polish streets in Gorzów.
I hope
and
so.
hopefully forever here.
Yeah, I'm sure you will. Yeah. But maybe after a little while you'll think, oh my God, that's Robert, I'm going the other way. Yeah, maybe, I don't know.
We want to have like the tandem cycling.
I can bring a tandem over and perhaps we could do tours of Gorzów for people on a tandem.
And speaking English.
I'll try some Polish as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
It's a pleasure.
Dziękujemy za interesujące spotkanie z Robertem, za to, że opowiedział nam trochę o angielskiej kulturze. No i mam nadzieję do zobaczenia na ulicach Gorzowa. Mam nadzieję, że przyjedzie do nas na zawsze. A ja spotykam się z Wami w kolejnym odcinku z kolejnym bardzo interesującym gościem. Do zobaczenia.